Hi, welcome to Laura's View in Tarot 2. I am so glad you're here. Today's date is Saturday, December 30th, 2023. And in this video, I want to take a look at calendars because there are two calendars out there that are significant to the Western world. And the one used until 1582 was called the Julian calendar. And then Pope Gregory in 1582 instituted the Gregorian calendar that we use now. There are 10 days at least difference between the two. And I was wondering, and sometimes when I get curious about something, that makes a great topic for a video. I was wondering if it's possible that some of the anticipated events for our world might be based, if they are date based. And as I keep telling you, I think often our things are event based, like ascension, is kind of waiting for, first of all, our loving creator's timing, but second of all, for a certain threshold to be reached of awareness and readiness. And the same thing with military objectives, which a lot of the planetary issues going on right now, cleaning out tunnels, things like that, have to do with meeting certain objectives, not a calendar or a clock. So I just wanted to take a quick look at that and see if by any chance there's a possibility. I know a lot of people were hearing from some very important people that Christmas could come early this year. And while everybody had a different idea what that might look like, it seemed like Christmas didn't come early. But according to the Julian calendar, Christmas hasn't come yet. I know there were people that were anticipating a huge celestial type of event on December 23rd. And based on the Julian calendar, we haven't reached December 23rd yet. Now I'm going to take you to a little compilation I've got that kind of explains the two calendars, and we're going to look at that. And we're just going to ask the cards if there's any possibility that based on the Julian calendar, we still could anticipate some big events in our world or plane of existence between now and the Julian calendar dates. I thought it'd be interesting to ask the cards. So the compilation I'm taking you to, as always, because YouTube doesn't like too many links added to videos, is on my Facebook page, and you can look at the links I've referenced there. 1 second, I'll take you to that share screen. Okay. Now, according to calendardate.com, I didn't use any controversial sources for this. So if the platform I used for these videos was a little freer, there shouldn't have been any problem at all. But it just mentions that Orthodox Christmas Day for the year 2023 is celebrated, observed on Saturday, January 7th, according to the Julian calendar. And again, it goes on to tell you about how that was used prior to the Gregorian calendar being instituted. Now let's look at, here's a comparison that shows this is our current Gregorian calendar dates, what we're on. According to this, the December 23rd date that a lot of people are anticipating won't actually happen until January 5th. Okay, but more important for me, because we had our beloved Mr. T was talking about Christmas could come early, that will actually occur on January 7th. Okay, now, something interesting too. According to the Julian calendar, we won't even get until 2024. Well, if they were really using it to be in April, but if they just follow along with the 10-day discrepancy, that would be January 14th for January 1st. So events that were hoped for in 2023 could happen as late as January 14th, according to the Julian calendar. That was one thing I thought was interesting. Now, if you'd like to read a little more about a comparison and how this happened, Time and Date had a nice little article that explained the reforms, and I love this site. They've got lots of good information. So if you're interested and you'd like to read more, I added that to my compilation too. And again, on those compilations, what I do, because Facebook can be a little picky, I will put links in the first comments. So you don't seem to be get your hand slapped as much for what goes into the comments as you do for the topic of a post. So just explaining a little of the logic of why using tools that people just starting to wake up are comfortable using. I try to use the platform of YouTube for my videos as much as possible. Just be aware, I do also post on Rumble, or a site that rhymes with Mumble. I guess I shouldn't be saying competitors' names in my videos, as well as on a site that ends with it shoot. It starts with a B. Okay, so I hear YouTube maybe removing some channels, and if that happens, you'll still be able to find me. Laura's View at Tarot 2 is going to continue. We'll just find available platforms and keep doing what we do. All right, so our question for the universe is going to be, based on the Julian calendar, is there still some possibility, or should we be trying to phrase this really smartly? So on our current timeline, and according to the Julian calendar, is there still a possibility for some Christmas coming early, big events happening on this plane of existence? Let's switch the camera. You can watch me work with the cards. We'll find out together what the universe wants us to know. At the very least, it's interesting to know why we have two calendars and how very different they are, and what happened with the change, which I think there's more to it than they're saying. I think the Julian calendar made a lot more sense. According to the Julian calendar, I think, I hope we go back to it personally when things change, which hopefully is soon. Okay, again, according to, for our timeline is our question. According to the Julian calendar, Christmas hasn't even happened yet. Is it possible that some big events are going to happen before Christmas on the Julian calendar that we can anticipate, and insights and information about them if so? Okay, we have the Five of Cups, Three of Cups, Six of Wands, Nine of Pentacles, King of Swords, Queen of Wands, and 10 of Wands. Okay, let's look at these cards. I'm going to tell you some insights I'm getting from them, and then I'll explain what elements of the cards led me to say those things. 1 second. Well, this is interesting to me. The situation was indicated by the Five of Cups, which sometimes can be a sign of sadness, but it's also sometimes talks about a need to move on and find a new perspective. And so from the perspective of the Julian calendar, it does look like there may be some cause for celebration. Okay, because this is clarifying our question of, is it possible that according to the Julian calendar, where they were talking about Christmas coming early, and that's actually January 7th, there does seem to be an element of optimism for us. Now, here's what I said was a little surprising. We have, in the recent past, we have the Six of Wands. This card always talks about a victory. Wreaths are victory in the tarot cards. So it's almost like it's confirming that phrase and saying of, we're seeing a movie play out, the war has already been won, okay? Our loving creator's already won. And then in the current situation here, we've got the Nine of Pentacles, which is a card of love, generosity, abundance, often some independence. So it does look like in the current, we are heading towards a place of more independence for our existence on, I'm trying to be real specific when I say on this timeline, what we're on as we watch this and I create this video. The near future gets exciting, and I can't wait to see what these cards might be, because we're going to pull a couple more. King of Swords is showing up for the near future card, and the King of Swords is my very strong, usually my Mr. T card, a white hat card. So definitely there's something happening between now and January 7th that involves the White Hats, the Alliance, and quite possibly Mr. T himself. The Queen of Wands is an optimism card. She's our major insight card here, and showing some inspiration and just accomplishments. So good things here. And then the Ten of Wands is kind of like coming to the ending of something, whether it's the ending of a administration that needs to go bye-bye or what, I don't know, but it does look like between now and January 7th, we need to not be thinking that we've missed the boat, that timelines, that objectives haven't been met and promises haven't been kept, because actually they have. They very much have been kept. Okay, and if we change our perspective a little bit, we'll see that there are good things to celebrate. And moving forward, there's going to be more, with the King of Swords showing up here again, and the Queen of Wands. And then this 10, tens are endings, which means it's been a long, hard haul, but there are things happening between now and January 7th that are kind of going to come to a completion, whether it's careers, administrations, what have you, coming to an ending. Let's get a few more cards. So we got a hard yes now showing up with the Ace of Wands on when we said, according to the Julian calendar, could there be some anticipated major events and seeable major events between now and January 7th, which would be Christmas on the Julian calendar. We got a hard yes with that Ace of Wands. Okay, and then we have the Two of Pentacles. I'm going to get two more cards. We have the Two of Swords, and our final card is the High Priestess. Okay. Well, the Two of Pentacles is often about balance and choices. So where we've got a hard yes from the Ace of Wands saying that we can anticipate some events, this card with the Ace of Wands saying the yes on that, the Two of Pentacles is talking about when there's some uncertain times to keep your balance and to make good choices and decisions and not feel like you have to make them all at once. So as events unfold, sometimes it's wise to not do it all at once. Well, I know that keeping moving is a good survival strategy, and I'm not saying to stand in one place and dither. I'm just saying if big events unfold, and for example, if it was something that was financial related, and we do have a couple of pentacles showing up here, which say something may involve our money situation. Two, you don't have to act quickly and hastily. So make smart choices when you take action. The last two cards, this is interesting. The Two of Swords is always talking about, first of all, she is using, and she's right here with a highly intuitive card with the High Priestess. This card often talks about using all your senses to make sense of a situation. Don't just rely on one. The other thing is that she's ready for action, and she's relying on other senses before she takes that action. So we've got some, be ready to take action, but don't feel like you have to do it hastily. Don't get pushed and forced into anything that you haven't had a chance to come to your own clear-minded decision about. The High Priestess shows up when there's been some secrets that are just about to come out on the obvious plane. So we've got some, between now and December 25th. Well, the choice will be ours to see or not see, believe or not believe, as always. And we know the 17 tells us that the choice to know is ours. It's going to be available to us, more information. So it does look like the Julian calendar may have, the timing on that may have more of an impact of some events that we may see, or resolutions that we may see, or situations that resolve. So I'm going to just say, just hold on, guys. It's interesting. It looks like it's still possible that Christmas will come early if we consider that Christmas is January 7th this year. So let's recap. We looked at a comparison between the Julian calendar, which was used for 1600 years, and the Gregorian calendar that we're on now that started in 1582, and how, with the date differences on the Julian calendar, Christmas hasn't come yet. We discussed how Mr. T had said Christmas might be early this year. And so we asked the cards, is there a possibility that based on the Julian calendar, where Christmas will be on January 7th, that some big events could happen, unfold between now and then, and make what Mr. T said be true? And we got a very definite hard yes on that. Aces are always hard yeses, that there are some potential big events. It was interesting that the universe acknowledged that some people are feeling some regret and sadness. They feel like the Christmas didn't come early, or if they were waiting for a big celestial type of sky event on the 23rd, that it passed them by. And with a change of perspective, and that perspective may indeed be just looking at the calendar dates differences, that there is going to be some cause for celebration. Absolutely. Well, always, if we change our perspective, we can change our outlook, always, because our happiness is something we allow and create within ourselves. It's not something that happens to us. So, okay, that's a Laura's View thing, but it's so true. So true. The near future cards, what was interesting was the recent past card. It was like, it's already happened. Victory's already here. Okay, so it's already a done deal. It's the going public with it, the disclosures, the what have you, that seem to be what we need to just kind of deal with and acknowledge that those are rolling out slower than the actual victory, which is showing us already having occurred. I love that. Now, the near future card, we had the King of Swords show up. King of Swords is almost my ultimate white hat alliance card. Now, white hats are people across this planet on different countries, so no borders involved, that are working to bring about some freedom, some truth, some sovereignty for people worldwide. Now, that alliance is the alliance of those earthly members, but we also believe, or I believe, and you're willing, if you're willing, you can too, whatever your thing allows, your faith, your outlook allows. I'm not trying to push anything on anybody, but I believe that the alliance also includes some divine, even benevolent off-world help. So, and even possible future self-help. I keep waiting for myself to walk in the door some here today and say hi. Oh, but anyway, let's keep in mind that with the Julian calendar, January 7th is Christmas Day, and January 5th is December 23rd. So if those were dates you were hoping meaningful events would happen, let's just keep the faith and hold the line there, because it looks like there may be some observable, demonstrable events happen between now and then that would really make that assurance we had from some beloved people that Christmas could come early this year. It looks like it still is a possibility. Okay, and what does it hurt to look at positive possibilities? It could happen, right? That's it for this video. I thank you so much for your time and attention. I don't take you for granted. I appreciate each and every one of you. And as always, until next time, I send you love and light and wish for you everything bright. Bye.